Hey guys, this is me, your girl Chris. This is episode 129 of Shenanigans with Friends. How are you? We are here, first of all. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it on my face. I know you guys are like, is that just like your normal look? Like, are you just high? Maybe, but also like I'm really tired. uh interviews and stuff started for like Life is Beautiful. So like bartending, bar backing, all that stuff like that. So um after I dropped the kids off from school, I was working on that and just kind of just trying to figure out my place in this like post or like COVID like world. Like I'm still don't really have my footing. Just a lot of stuff has like kind of changed and like the dynamics of like the direction that I was going. So just trying to get my footing. And so today's been like a good and productive day, but like crazy tiring. So I'm gonna apologize in advance. Hopefully my voice gets out of this, but I'm just like, but we here and that's all that matters. I almost was like, damn, like am I even gonna like go on camera? But like this is what y'all get. This is what I've looked like since like 9 this morning. So but anyway, we're here. Man, okay, so I'm very excited about this and I also forgot last week to take a moment. Oh, where am I gonna put this? Anyway, I forgot to say last week or to take a moment to just be like, shout out to everybody that's like been hitting me up and like wanting to get on the show and like people that I've like talked to about getting on the show. I look at me. I did not forget about you, okay? The problem is that I don't know what's happening like here. So it's really I don't want to like inconvenience people or like last minute schedule people. So that's what's happening. I do have some like very very dope people that I'm working on getting on the show as soon as possible. But just bear with me. I'm talking to the people that are going to be guests and also you guys. Just bear with me. I'm working on it. But until then, and so I can like get a feel of what's happening and everything here, they're going to be solo. Because like if I need to bust this out at I don't know 10 o'clock 2 hours before I drop it like I'm doing right now, then that's what I'll do. Like, and it's a lot easier for me to do that as opposed to like doing that to a guest and not like properly prepping them for the show. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be very professional with my shit. People will tell you. So that's the reason why I haven't had any guests on. And again, if I have had conversations with you, if you filled out the guest submission form, I hear you. It's happening. I'm just trying to get my shit together. So again, I'm more so about like you guys being prepared to be on the show. And even though it's like fun and like kind of like lighthearted, I understand that everybody's podcast isn't this type of format. So, or I mean, some aspect of this format, but like not like how I get down. So I understand, like, I just want to make sure that everybody's like fully prepared and they know what we're talking about so we can have a good rapport, good conversation. So anyway, so shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all so much. And like true shit, like I'm working on it. So thanks for your fucking patience. Okay. So, okay, y'all. Where do we get started? You guys have noticed that I really haven't talked a lot about vaccines. That's not my ministry. I'm not here to like tell y'all like do to y'all bodies or anything. I've made some choices, where I've made some decisions in my life to go ahead and move forward with getting it, just simply industry that I work in, and then just like a whole bunch of other stuff. So like not necessarily like any like health issues, because like luckily, like knock on wood, like I won't have, StreamYard is being very janky right now. And I'm sorry, like I'm kind of like anyway, because like I feel like you guys are getting this too. Like unfortunately, like I can't edit that shit out of like the fucking audio because it gets all wonky. But like I feel like StreamYard has been kind of playing me for the last 2 episodes. But anyway, sorry. So like I said, that's not really my ministry. I'm not really here to tell y'all what to do with y'all bodies or whatnot or any of that, right? Everybody has their reasons for not getting it. Everybody has their reasons for getting it. I'm cool and understand all of that, right? Um, I bring this up because it's already hard enough for people to like wrap their mind around it. Like there's plenty of like reasons and like conspiracies about like why people are like not fucking with this vaccine, right? And like I said, I'm not going to pass judgment or tell anybody what to do, but it's stuff like this, what I'm going to tell you guys, that makes it difficult for people to get on board with shit. Just for examples, for instance, right? So in Germany, sorry, I'm having so many issues right now. I'm telling you, it's because I'm tired, y'all. But anyway, so there's a German nurse that has been suspected of giving niggas fake COVID vaccines, right? If they were a couple, if COVID and vaccine was a couple, they would be anyway. So she's definitely giving niggas fake shit. Let me go into a little bit more detail. It is suspected that she has given more than 8,500 people in Germany saline solution rather than the COVID-19 vaccine. Saline is not harmful to your body, but it's definitely not going to combat COVID for you, unfortunately. So we've got about 8,500 people that have went through that vaccination center this year. And I want to say that the time frame is even like from like March to April. So from March to April, if you're looking at it on the positive side, 8,500 people came to get their vaccination. But if you look at it at the glass half empty, 8,500 people didn't get the vaccine. Listen, this is fucking insane. So when they first caught her, when they first assumed that they're like, yo, like something's not right with some of this shit, she was like, oh, well, I had like dropped some. And then so I have filled these 6 syringes up with saline instead of the Pfizer vaccine, just because like I didn't want, nobody to like find out like, oh, this bitch dropped the fucking shit. So that's what she did. That's what she said that she happened. But she was immediately fired, right? And then they ended up just testing everybody. That it was over 100 people that visited the vaccination center on that specific day that she said that she dropped the vaccine, right? So they did some more tests. And then during that investigation, of course, they brought in the days and things that they're dealing with. Like I said, it ended up being between March 5th and April 20th. At like specific times. So like she worked 12 to 2. So we're talking about March 5th through April 20th between the hours of 12 and 2, right? And that involves about 8,557 vaccinations of people that thought that they were getting the vaccine. And unfortunately, they did not get the vaccine. This kind of stuff is like what makes people like weary of this shit, because it's like, is it real? Is it going to help? Like, is it saline solution, right? Sorry, I don't want to like give anybody any free promo. Anyway, so like I said, saline solution is harmless, but the problem is that the people that were thinking that they were getting these COVID shots were actually like senior citizens, which makes it more likely it would be more likely for them that if they did contract COVID-19, that chances are it would probably like be like hella severe or even fatal. The nurse, of course, is not opening her mouth about anything. She says, I gave the saline to them 6 people. I don't know what the fuck else y'all talking about. They haven't even released her name, which I think is crazy, because like people stay like wanting to like put people on blast. So I think that's interesting. I don't know what that means or anything. But I can say that NPR did report that the nurse had put some Facebook posts up about how the COVID-19 vaccine wasn't real, or she didn't believe in it. So did she just spill 8,557 vials of the Pfizer vaccine, or was she just like on her own crusade to like I don't even know. Like, give niggas salty insides. I don't even know. I don't even know what you were trying to do besides not give niggas shit. So, yeah. So, like I said, they don't have a motive, but Facebook posts seem like y'all use that for motives every day. So, and I don't know. So that's it. But luckily, it's in Germany, so y'all ain't really got to worry about that unless like family in Germany that went to that vaccination spot between the hours of 12 and 2. I don't know. But anyway, that would be so random if like one of you niggas like really was like, my uncle. Like, that would be crazy. Okay, but anyway. But even if that is true, then you're welcome, and tell your uncle that I said he's welcome. Okay, so let's move on. So we've all been on a bad date, right? And unfortunately, a lot of those times, those dates are in public. Like, so imagine you're sitting at a date and you're not. I'm not gonna say like you're like not, so you're not into this guy, but like you're still sitting there is the point, right? So whether you're here for like some food or whatever the case may be, I don't know, but you're still sitting there. And a guy, in the actual story, it's a gay guy. I don't really know that it makes a difference that it's a gay guy, but a guy, maybe because he being, I don't know, because like would a straight guy be that nosy? Unless, I don't know. I said that wrong, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, because I don't think a straight dude would like care enough. Like, he would just be like, well, like I feel like a straight dude might like put his number on the note. Let me tell you what happened. So I'll just tell you the story. So a gay guy slipped a note to her when the dude left to go to the bathroom, and the note read, and it was on the back of like a CVS receipt, but it says, "Too many red flags. Run. Be safe, girl." So she posted this on Twitter and said that she was just having coffee with the guy, and this guy, and then she got the note or whatever. So then people are like, "Oh, bitch, what is happening? Like, what kind of date were you on?" So of course she goes into like detail, but like one of those details where it's like, maybe do I even know if this is true or not? Like, I don't even know if this is true or not. But anyway, so here's the story. So she says that she recognized the red flags, but she wasn't in danger and she stayed because she wanted to debate him. Apparently, he had some choice thoughts about the baby situation. Do you say the baby? The baby. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. The baby, because his name is the baby. Like, so you got to say the whole. Please say the baby. Anyway, so she wanted to stay there and debate with him. And she says that there was a few other glaring red flags that I won't mention, but don't worry, I would have recognized them with or without the note. But the note was greatly appreciated and added some laughs to my night. So, but there won't be a second date. I'd like to know. Here's the thing, y'all. If y'all gonna come get on Twitter and be posting pictures of stuff that gay boys handed you while your date went on to the bathroom or whatever, I'm gonna need y'all to give me the tea. Like, I need to know all the red flags so we can determine as a community that those are red flags that the gay boy was definitely right about. Like, listen, this is just a very weak story. That's really, I brought it to y'all attention because it had the potential to be a good story, but it wasn't, because she was not giving us details about a nigga that she not even gonna talk to no more. Like, girl, bye. That I feel like she didn't catch the red flags at all, and she's in this nigga house right now. Anyway, but like, what would you? I mean, that's super. I could appreciate that. I could appreciate somebody seeing me on a date and being like, here, read this. And it's like, yo, who are you with right now? Like, I could appreciate that, I think. I really think I could. Okay, let's move on. You guys know that there's been some crazy things happening in fast food. I want to say that it all started with the Popeyes chicken sandwich, but I don't just blame on things when I don't know for sure, right? But all I can say is after that chicken sandwich came out, people have just been like wilding at fucking fast food restaurants. So yeah, guys, I'm really sorry. Like StreamYard is being hella ridiculous, and I'm not really sure what's happening because everything else is like I want it to be my internet, so like I have like a legitimate like reason, but like I don't know what's happening. But anyway, so um there's been some shenanigans at a Chipotle. I want to say this Chipotle was in Baltimore. That makes sense. So there's a video, and there's a customer filming the incident, and he's complaining about his order being 30 minutes ready to pick it up. It wasn't ready. He's upset about it. Okay, cool. So he also says that when he brought it up, the staff basically didn't. They basically acted like they didn't give a fuck, right? And he's on the video like, you messed up my order, and then I came and told you, and then he said, you messed up my order, and then I come in and to complain, and you get ignorant and start clapping your hands. So immediately, you know what she was doing, right? Or whoever the person was. She was like, nigga, I don't care, right? Like, because that's what we doing. Like, hey, my nigga, check this out. Like, right? Like, ain't that how we be talking? But anyway, so he said this is going right on Facebook. Like, okay, white man. But anyway, so a female employee comes up and she says she's the manager, and they're shouting at each other, and then she throws a pair of scissors at him. So the scissors were like, they weren't like this. They were like this, right? So she threw them like that. And she goes, I'm the manager. You can call whoever you want to, bitch. The woman can be heard saying. Somebody says that her name is Nicole. And people definitely said that she was the manager. So then the guy is basically like, yo, I'm calling the police. You just assaulted me, blah, blah, blah. And the police come, and this bitch is gone. Like, niggas, she is still nowhere to be found. Fucking Chipotle released a statement. They fired her, but they do not know where she is. She threw those scissors, and she is the fuck up out of here. Guys, I don't know. How do I put this? I can understand everybody's side, right? I can understand the worker side with being just like berated with shit all day because there's so many people that just won't show up to work. How many times have you guys been to a fast food restaurant or a regular restaurant lately and have seen things like, sorry, we're short staffed. Sorry, we're closed on Sundays now because we don't have any people to work here. Sorry, we closing. Sorry, like we close at 7:00. Like whatever the case may be, they close on Sundays, whatever. And it's because people are not working, or they're walking out because of the terrible conditions or whatever the case may be. So you have to understand that. With that being said, I think as a consumer, have to be a little bit more patient. And this is coming from somebody who don't have no fucking patience at all. Like, I really have like the least amount of patience out of all the people that I know. If I thought I opened up a new page of this and I just wrote down all of the names of people that I know, I'm still going to be at the bottom for how much patience a nigga has. But I think that we're in a weird time where there's like this labor movement happening. And I think that we have to be a little bit more understanding to that. So it's like, well, if there's only this X amount of people there, then maybe your order is going to be a little bit late. Now, am I saying 30 minutes isn't outrageous? Sure it is. I don't know that I don't really know. They're too short staffed to have people call you and tell you. I don't know. I don't know. Me personally, when things take a long time, I just sit in my car and smoke a blunt until it's ready. So you have to find out what works for you, and do that. But yeah, so this bitch is on the lam. I would say tell somebody if you saw her. I mean, you shouldn't be throwing scissors open, so any scissors. But I mean, my thing is like you're a coward kind of for running, so there's that. But anyway, let's move on. Speaking of wild things, y'all. I wish I had a way to explain. Well, I mean, I do have a way to explain it because I'm about to tell you, but like, I wish I could have a way to like make this make sense, I think is what I'm trying to say. So, one thing, you know what I'm saying, that like fast food restaurants and things are good for are definitely like just making massive, like heaps of food for people, right? Absolutely. KFC in like the fucking like UK or some shit, like has a they call it a burger. I think it has to be a hamburger to be called a burger, but basically like could you imagine a Big Mac, but instead of those little patties in there, you've got like big ass chicken breasts, right? Like, so it's like bread and blah, blah, blah shit and like chicken. And then there's like a middle piece of bread. And then there's like more chicken. And then like lettuce, tomato. It's like, it's big as fuck. Like, and a woman was so she, you know, she orders a sandwich, and she goes home. She's sitting down. She's gonna like watch something good on TV. I personally have to have something good to watch on TV before I can, you know what I'm saying, like really get into some food, right? So she does this. She goes to sit down. And like I said, this thing's kind of massive because we're not talking about like thin little hamburger patties. Like we're literally talking about like chicken breasts, okay? I'm sorry. It's so fucking ridiculous. So she takes this big ass sandwich, and you know how like you gotta like you know how you gotta like open your mouth and shit hella like when like you're like eating like big ass things, right? Like okay, so she like opens her mouth hella large to eat this thing, and she heard something pop, and it was her fucking jaw. She is a mother of one. The incident actually apparently just happened in 2014, but she is still having effects of this. She is actually in need of a replacement jaw replacement, I think. Like, is that a thing? She's 34. And she basically like dislocated her jaw like here, and then like they had to give her stitches like here and like here so that they could like get in there and shit, like to like try to fix it. And they've done like 5 operations since 2014 on this lady. She's had 12 screws on the left side of her mouth. She's literally considered disabled now, because of this. She literally stretched her mouth too wide while trying to bite this fucking sandwich. This is I would show you guys on my computer. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm having some technical issues today, but this is it. Oh, and actually, it's not a piece of bread in the middle. It's just like a whole new other kind of chicken. Like, can y'all see this? There you go. So, like, oh, boom. There you go. So, like, that's chicken, and that's chicken. So, she broke her fucking jaw eating that shit, right? And let's see. She had open joint arthroplasty because she has arthritis in her fucking jaw now. These are the stitches. Like they're like by her ear and then like all right there. This shit is fucking crazy. Literally, her fucking whole life has changed from her trying to eat this fucking stacked chicken ass sandwich. But honestly, KFC be like honestly just trying to do too much with their sandwiches. I don't really remember when they used like chicken as the bun or some shit. Remember that shit? That shit was crazy. But yeah, so literally she's trying to get her jaw replaced. You know, you could do that. Like, where do you get a jaw from? Like, is it fake? Like, literally, where do you get a jaw? Like, where do you get a jaw from? Okay. Oh my God. Seriously, y'all. Like, where you get a jaw from? But she needs that fucking jaw replacement. I don't know. Do you guys think that she still eats fast food, or does she just use a fork and a knife now? These are just questions that I think are important to ask here. But we can move on. I wanted that story to be like better for me, but like it really wasn't when I like was saying out loud all of the things that have negatively happened to her since then. So we're gonna move on. All right. So let's talk about, and I know you guys are like, yo, that was a crazy KFC fucking story. But now I have some McDonald's news. I don't even like any of these places all that much. It's just very crazy that like there's so many fucking issues happening with these places. Like I'm not gonna blame KFC because that shit kind of happened a couple years ago for that. But this McDonald's shit, where do we start? Maybe we can start with the woman that is suing McDonald's. So, oh God, oh my God, I'm sorry. I can't. So, okay, let's talk about it. So, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like a religious like practice called Lent, right? So, to my understanding, it's like an Orthodox Catholic, like kind of like thing. So basically, what it is, they like pick something that they like. Well, I don't really know because I'm not Catholic, but I'm going to explain it the way that my grandmother does it. So, very important to know things about like some people, like people in Chicago. We have a very big like Irish like community. So like those are like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then we have a really big Catholic community. Sometimes those are hand to hand, sometimes they aren't. My grandmother grew up in the neighborhood kind of like around a lot of people that were either Jewish or Catholic. But one of the things that my grandmother's kind of adopted from where she's grown up and such is the idea of this Lent thing, right? And it's really just a fast of like things that, like I said, the way that she explains it to me, it's basically like finding something that you like use on a normal basis or you eat on a normal basis and removing it from your diet. It's a sacrifice, for religious purposes or whatever. So in my life, my grandmother fucking loves potatoes, like, and I share that same fucking struggle. But so for a month or right after Easter up until a certain point, my grandmother will just completely cut that out of her diet. It's not because she's trying to lose weight or anything like that. She's simply just observing Lent, right? So some people, there are different versions of Lent, right? So I know that. So the one that I'm talking about for my grandmother, it happens. Oh, actually, it begins on a Wednesday, 46 days before Easter. That's what it is. So it's 46 days, and then on Easter, that's the day where you can move on. Now there are people who usually do that. The weekends are not observed, so you can spend weekends eating those things that you've taken away. Personally, my grandmother never did that. She would just completely, for those whole entire 46 days, weekends included, she would remove that thing from her diet. And people don't always fast food. Like, it could just be like something that they really like gambling or whatever the case may be. So this woman in particular is a Russian Orthodox Catholic. And they observe a more strict fasting period. It begins on a Monday, and like all weekends are observed. Meat and dairy products, as well as eggs and fish, are excluded from the diet. On certain days of this specific fasting, it's even forbidden to like season your food with certain stuff. So that is what this lady had. Like, she's super down with the Great Lent, right? That's what it's called, the Great Lent. And she's walking down the street one day, and she saw a poster advertising McDonald's chicken nuggets and cheeseburgers. She said that she had fasted for meat for about a month, voiced by the fucking advertisement. So basically, she's saying that she went to the McDonald's after seeing that, and she ordered a cheeseburger. That's her. And for 10 years, she's been able to do this fasting. And this is her first time ever breaking fast. And she feels like McDonald's is responsible for this. She says that she sees violation of the consumer protection law. She basically wants McDonald's to compensate her for moral damage and the amount of 1,000 rupees. But if we translate that to American dollars, it's literally her seeing a poster, going to get what's on that poster, and then suing McDonald's for $14. Literally $14 is what 1,000 rupees comes out to be. So she is very upset. She says that she took this up with the Federal Trade Commission. They, of course, protect consumers from like fraud and like crazy unfair business practices and shit like that. So she's basically taking McDonald's to court, saying that the advertisement she saw was deceptive to her as a consumer. But y'all, what I'm trying to figure out, what was deceptive? Like, is she suing them because she bought it, or is she suing them because she bought it and didn't like it? That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, she's literally going to court. Let's start here, for fucking $14 because these niggas did a good job at showcasing their fucking cheeseburger. That's where we are in life. If you guys are just now catching up, this is life now for us. Like, where people can like sue companies or attempt to sue companies because the advertisement did its job. Like, what the fuck is happening, you guys? So I'm pretty sure it's gonna get thrown out, but I guess we'll find out. But let's move on. Speaking of lawsuits and McDonald's, okay, let's listen. What's the number one complaint that every nigga has about McDonald's? If you go there, even if you don't go there, you could probably guess what the number one concern or complaint is about McDonald's. If you said the McFlurry machine is always broke or the ice cream machine is always broke, you win. Let's talk about this really quick. So we know that this is like something that is definitely plaguing our community. And it has been for decades, I want to say. The fucking McFlurry machine maker specifically doesn't work so often that, I don't know if you guys remember this, a couple years ago, a fucking college graduate created a website called McBroken, I pulled it up because it's still fucking active, and it will literally tell you all of the fucking ice cream machines or McFlurry machines in your area, if they are broken or not. If you guys care and that sounds like some amazing news and you want that, again, it's McBroken, MC, and then broken.com. You don't, it literally, because I'm sure your location's probably on your computer. I guess if it's not, because you're like a Unabomber or something, turn it on and it'll fucking show you your whole neighborhood. You can zoom into other, if you're going to be on that side of town, you can check and see. It's a pretty interesting website, but it also shows the flaws that niggas need a website because niggas never, that shit is always fucking broken, right? Right. So there is the company that makes the McFlurry machine is called Taylor. Okay. They have been served a restraining order following claims that it stole something. I'm going to tell you guys what happened. So Taylor makes the McFlurry machine. And because I'm not a stupid person, it is clear that Taylor put something in the programming of the machine to cause it to break down. And I know you're like, well, why would they do that? So that McDonald's has to come in and have somebody from Taylor, an authorized person from Taylor, come in and fix it at the franchise's expense in most cases, or in some cases, from my understanding. So Taylor, like I said, has this it's like a basically like a fail, so it's a fail in the programming. So basically every McFlurry machine will fucking go down, and it's not anything like where it's a piece of equipment or anything like that. So Kitsch is a company that helps repair the machines, okay? They came up with a device that goes on the machine that kind of overrides the fail system, like whatever's in the motherboard of the programming that tells it, okay, in 6 weeks, break the fuck down. This device kind of, let's say the McFlurry machine's like your brain, right? And that device is I don't want to say burning the nerve endings of the thing that makes it break down, but that's basically, it's kind of building a bridge over it. Let's say that. So it builds a bridge over it so that it will continue to work unless there's truly something wrong with it. Okay. Okay. So let's explain some more what this means. So this company that repairs Taylor's machines has made something that basically stops the need for the constant Taylor repairs on these McFlurry machines, okay? So what they did, is Taylor, what they decided is that they thought that they could go and put the screws on one of the franchise owners, and basically they forced him to provide the device to them so that they could look at it and see what it is and whatever. So they did that, and they stole the trade secrets and stole the repair devices and all that shit, and then looked as if they were going to create their own device to do that. So basically they're trying to fucking inch this company that has been helping them out of the game, because they're either let our shit break down or we need to be the ones to fix it. But you can't just be stealing people's shit. So a California judge issued a temporary restraining order against Taylor on the 30th of July. And they basically had to hand over all of anything they had of Kitsch's within 24 hours. Of course, the company is like, why would we do that? We just make the machines. If they want to help make it better, then cool. They can help make it better. But they do care because they did do that shit. And like I said, you don't want a company resolving an issue that you built into the program. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely makes sense they did that. It definitely makes sense that I'm glad that this company is not letting this larger company roll over them. And Taylor, while they're denying the allegations of any of this shit happening, they're also accusing Kitsch of making basically like a bug to put into the machine. So they're claiming that the devices don't even work to stop the breakdowns, but it's actually like a virus that they're putting into the system. But like, why would they do that when they were clearly making money off of? Anyway, it don't. Anyway, so that's the fucking lawsuit that's happening in McDonald's on top of the one for the $14. And again, if you guys want to check out McBroken.com, it's interesting as shit. That's all I got. Okay, so in the McDonald's news, because I'm not quite a guy in South Carolina, and I want to stress this, it's a black dude. I was very shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I like to be upfront and transparent, which also very shocked. But a South Carolina man gave a face tattoo to a kid at a McDonald's in Lawrence, South Carolina. There is a video that was going around of like he's basically like set up in the McDonald's like in hella like fucking hella tattooing the kid. Of course, that's fucking illegal as shit. Y'all could go find it. It's fucking crazy. But he got arrested. I don't know what kind of like what kind of sentence do you give for like a kid wanting to get tatted up and shit? Like, but like, why his face though? Like, and what was it? What if it was a teardrop because that kid's a murderer? Like, I need more information on this. Like, but the guy's name is Brandon Pressure from South Carolina. So if any of you niggas know him, look like he was giving out free face tats or at least tats for chicken nuggets. I don't know. Like, what could you possibly be trying to tattoo on a kid's face? Also, was it his kid or was this like a commission? Like, was this work? Like, did somebody like, y'all bring my kid up here and I want you to put that fucking Gucci Mane ice cream cone on his face because he loved ice cream so much. Like, I don't know. Like, but I need more information. So I really only brought this story up to tell you niggas that I need more information. I need to see the finished product. I need to get, you know how like that fucking, what is that fucking, that Spike TV fucking tattoo fucking stories, like fucking show. Like, I need the story. I need this kid on a bench or on a fucking stool telling me what his inspiration was for his tattoo and like why. Because like, honestly, tattoos, like, I have tattoos, like, and tattoos, like, sometimes they kind of hurt, and I imagine a face tattoo would hurt. And so if a kid is like sitting there through that, he definitely wanted that tattoo. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not saying like don't arrest Brandon, but I'm saying like also have we talked to the kid? Remember that little fucking kid from fucking fuck. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? The one that was like slapping ass and smoking cigars. What if he's like that kid? Anyway, let's move on. Okay, y'all. I have some insane ass shit. And I like really need y'all to like be here with me so y'all can like go through this shit with me, okay? So I have a 12-year-old kid, right? So this feels like you know how like you hear stuff and it's like, oh, like I can relate, or like, oh my God, what if that happened to me? Because I have like a 12-year-old kid or a 13-year-old kid or whatever, right? So, okay. Imagine there's like a kid or whatever that kicks it with your kid. And it's like, you don't really like that kid, but your kid like him. So it's like, whatever. And you just be like, all right, whatever, Brad or whatever his name is, right? So, he comes over and he's kind of rude to your kid, right? Like he comes over and pretends like he's there for him, but he really not there for him. He's there to like hella like use his like shit or whatever. And basically like exclude him from the things that he's in his own house, right? Shit like that. So this is the kind of kid he is. And you know this kid is like that. You're like, I don't fucking like this kid, right? All right. So then it comes over on a Friday for a sleepover. And now it's Sunday. You get up, you make breakfast. The kid doesn't come to breakfast, and he just gets up and just like, I'm just gonna be on the game then. Like, so he's doing that. Your son is like, yo, I'm actually kind of tired of this nigga, very much ready for him to go. You're like, oh, handle your business. Like, tell this nigga, show this to the door. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's get this nigga the fuck up out of here. And so the boy comes back and he's crying. Like, your son is crying. Like, and he's crying because he's super frustrated because this boy is not leaving. He's just ignoring him. So you're like, well, okay. So it's important to know the game system that's in question is the Nintendo Switch, and I'm gonna tell you why, because you're gonna hear the rest of the story and be like, but then that's how, if you have a Nintendo Switch, you know. So you go, okay, so let me tell you the story. There is a mother, and her son is on the autism spectrum. So I know my daughter was very, very close to a kid that was on the autism spectrum, and like they were very, very close. And his mother was very like adamant about them spending a lot of time, just because like sometimes those kids don't really click or get or are connected to kids like that, like other kids like that. So then Kailani got this bond, whatever, like that. I was important, trying to like nurture and like foster that relationship, which is dope, right? He moved away, by the way, but so I think that's very dope. Like and that you understand that about your kid, and like, you know, when you find that kid that's interacting with your kid and that your kid like really cares about him or cares about the kid and like that, like you do whatever you can to like kind of foster that relationship. So that's kind of the situation with these two kids. And so when the boy wants to come over and sleep over, she's like, well, I don't like this nigga, but whatever, right? So the boy comes over, doesn't come up for breakfast. He's like, I'm just gonna play the game, don't trip. So you're like, yo, get the fuck out of my house, bro. And he literally was like, nah, I'm good. And he's just still playing the game. And so she went and called his mother. His mother didn't answer. So she goes back, she unplugs the power cord of the Switch. The little boy, he's 13, y'all, gets up because he's got the controllers in his hand. So he takes the controllers off and then puts them on the screen, like the fucking, what do you call it? The console, like, because the fucking Switch, like the screen and the two things, and then you can put it on the TV, but you don't need to have it on the TV. So he basically makes it handheld, and he just starts playing and ignoring her. He sits on the little boy's beanbag chair. He getting real comfortable basically here. And she gets so upset that she calls the police. They live in a small town, so the cop comes over. It's like, not like the little boy like or whatever when the cops came. I don't know if I'm calling the cops. Like, I'm gonna beat this little nigga up, I think. Like, and I don't think I could like say that. I feel like that's probably what would happen. Because you're not gonna be alienating my kid in their shit. You're not going to be disrespecting what the fuck I say in my shit. It's just so many things that are happening that a nigga is not gonna let happen. And I'm not gonna get to the point where I'm gonna fucking call the cops on you. I'm definitely gonna Jazzy Jeff your 13-year-old ass the fuck up out of my house. And like, I can't. Like, what is wrong with kids nowadays? Like, could you imagine if like when we were younger, like one of your homies came over and was hella like doing all of this, and you were like, yo, you got to go and it didn't work. And so you told your mom, and this nigga's like looking at your mom and being like, nah, I'm good. It's like the white woman's first response is like, you know what I'm saying? And then she like goes in the other room and like composes herself and shit. But like our moms would have gave them a very cold and clean 2-piece, you feel me? And carefully sat his ass on the curb. People are so nice. Now I am wondering like what would have happened if they were in like a city. Like would the cops not have came at all? Like, and then you really would have to beat this nigga up? Like what would have happened? Like, and then you gotta like beat this nigga up, put him in a car, take him to his house, and wait for his mama to get there so you can beat her up because like obviously she's not doing something over here. This nigga's just wilding and just speaking to people having fuck. I don't really know. But I just thought that fucking shit was hilarious. It actually came from the am I it's like am I the asshole? I think that's it. It's like a Reddit like thread, and people are always dropping shit like that happened to them in there, and it's like and she was basically asking like what she be asshole. Like, no, bitch, no, not at all. No, not at all. Like you actually did this very nice and very clean, and I actually commend you. I don't know that I would have had it in me. But yeah, that it's if y'all ever be on Reddit, like I think it's AITA is like that's like the shorthand version. That shit is insane. Like the shit that people be going through. Oh my god. Okay. Finally. A lot of interesting things in the UK happening. And so a man and a woman, okay? They're married, they have a kid, right? They are getting married to a woman, right? So they're clearly in a poly relationship. Cool, right? Whatever floats your boat. If that's your thing, if those are the things that you like to do, if you're good with sharing, awesome. Like that's dope. Do it. So they're marrying this girl, and it's like a wedding. So like there's like vendors and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a chef there, and there's like a photographer there, and there's like I don't know, other people there. And so the husband is the fucking for the photographer. Why do white people say that? Anyway. So photographer, that's how you say it. Photographer. But anyway. Okay, so the man fell in love with the damn photographer. So now this man has 3 wives and a baby. That's a movie, first off. Like, but could you imagine like you at your wedding? I mean, I guess this would be different than imagining, because I feel like if you're just like in a regular relationship, or not a regular, I shouldn't use that word regular because everything is regular. It's all that's relative and fucking anyway. But what I'm saying is if you were just in a relationship where there's just a man and a woman, or like even like 2 dudes or 2 girls, whatever the case, it's just you and that person, right? There's no other person in this circle. Like you really I couldn't be like, oh, like, could you imagine like both seeing somebody and being like, we're going to marry them, like at your wedding, like though. But like, yes, that's exactly what happened. So they found their first wife. I'm saying there because there's the first couple. And then they found their 3rd person to make it a throuple. They met her on a Harry Potter inspired creative writing website. So obviously this AKA Harry Potter fan fiction. Do y'all remember fan fiction? Oh my God. So anyway, they met her on fucking a Harry Potter fucking fan fiction site. They loved her. They texted and video called, and then they went over to something in Ohio to meet. Oh no! Oh, this isn't. I thought this was in the UK. Oh, it's on a UK website, but it's definitely not in the UK. I don't know where they live though. It doesn't say because it's on a fucking UK website. So just like in the US, like because it's just one big thing. But anyway, so they flew to meet Shannon, and then they spent like 6 months going back and forth, meeting each other and all stuff like that. And then like they were like, let's get married. And then they were getting married, and the nigga couldn't like stop staring at the bitch taking the pictures. And then a year later, he started dating her, and now they are all a thing. They used a word that I never heard of in this article called polycule, and like I didn't know what that was, so I'd look it up. And a polycule is a connected network of people in non-monogamous relationships. So that's like you could be in a throuple, but then all three of y'all could just be having like other side relationships with other people. So that's more than a poly relationship. That's like a poly network, I think. I don't know. I mean, they said network, so that's like the word that's sticking out of my head. But it's interesting. I personally think that 3 people is a lot. I think 4 people is insane. But however you need to get it, okay? Get it how you live and how you like it. Like, and guys, that's it. Let's get into this one up for the week. Listen, very simple. It's usually fucking is, y'all. Make loving yourself a fucking ritual. Look in the mirror, okay? Draw yourself a self-portrait. Like draw how bad you are. Like take 500 selfies and love all of them. Go take a calming bath. Go get your eyebrows done. Fuck, I don't know, masturbate. Like whatever you need to love yourself. Don't forget that in your daily routine. Like truly, for real. Like everything like feels like crazy different when you don't neglect that. So that is my one up for the week. Make loving yourself a ritual. Guys, this is episode 129. You guys have been amazing. I am tired as fuck, so I'm about to get the fuck up out of here, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.